Hello and welcome to this video where we'll be discussing rocket engines, the complex machines that make space exploration possible. Rocket engines are powerful devices that produce the force necessary to propel rockets into space. These engines use a combination of fuel and oxidizer to generate a massive amount of thrust, which propels the rocket off the launch pad and into the great beyond. In this video, we will explore the science behind rocket engines, discuss the different types of rocket engines, and explore how they work together to power rockets into space. Part 1. The science behind rocket engines. At the core of every rocket engine is a fundamental scientific principle, Newton's third law of motion. This law states that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. This is the basic concept behind how rocket engines work. The engine expels a mass of hot gases out of the back of the rocket, and the force generated by this action propels the rocket forward. The key to making this work is to expel the hot gases at an incredibly high velocity. This is accomplished by using a combination of fuel and oxidizer that burns in a controlled combustion process. The hot gases produced by this process are then expelled out of the rocket nozzle at a high velocity, generating the force necessary to propel the rocket. Part 2. The different types of rocket engines. There are many different types of rocket engines, each with their own unique characteristics and advantages. Let's take a look at some of the most common types. 1. Solid rocket engines. These engines use a solid fuel that is burned in a controlled combustion process. 1. Solid rocket engines are simple and reliable, making them ideal for use in the initial stages of a rocket launch. 2. Liquid rocket engines. Liquid rocket engines use a liquid fuel and oxidizer that are pumped into a combustion chamber where they are burned. 2. These engines are more complex than solid rocket engines, but they offer greater efficiency and flexibility. 3. Hybrid rocket engines. Hybrid rocket engines use a combination of a solid fuel and a liquid or gaseous oxidizer. 3. This design offers some of the simplicity and reliability of solid rocket engines, while also providing greater flexibility and control. Part 3. How rocket engines work together. Rocket engines work together in a complex system to power rockets into space. The engines are typically arranged in stages, with each stage using a different type of engine to accomplish a specific task. The first stage of a rocket launch typically uses large, powerful engines that provide the initial thrust necessary to lift the rocket off the launch pad. As the rocket gains altitude and the atmosphere becomes thinner, the engines switch to smaller, more efficient designs that can operate in the vacuum of space. Once the rocket has achieved orbit, it may require additional engines to adjust its trajectory or to perform other tasks. These engines may be small, highly precise designs that can provide fine control over the rocket's movement. Rocket engines are incredible machines that make space exploration possible. Whether you're launching a satellite into orbit or sending astronauts to the moon, rocket engines are at the heart of every successful space mission. By understanding how these engines work and how they work together, we can gain a greater appreciation for the incredible engineering that goes into every rocket launch.